His band originally formed in 1967, and he hopped on board a decade later in 77. What a ride from there, because when we think of the 80s, this is definitely one of the bands we think about. Don Kirshner's Rock Concert, Midnight Special, and of course, they were a staple on MTV. 13 top 40s, over 40 million records later. They still sell out shows today and have literally stood the test of time. And I think they just get better and better and better. So cool to be talking to Bruce Hall. Literally, he is the happiest guy on stage with the best hair from REO Speedwagon. Bruce, thanks so much for stopping by.
Oh, Kiki, you're so sweet. You're such a nice gal.
Bruce, 42 years ago, my gosh, the artists that you've played with, who was the first artist that you played alongside that you said, oh my gosh?
Did some work with the Doobie Brothers. That was fun in the very beginning. And then, let's see, what else did we do? We worked with Rainbow, Richie Blackmore's Rainbow. Those were all like, in the very beginning, I'd just come from Champaign and I was just been doing bars and cover songs.
Right.
And so, but I knew all the guys in REO, right? And so when they asked me, it was actually Gary called me up. Rich Reth called me up and asked me to join, and I said, asked me to join. We were old friends, and he said to me, he calls me up and goes, you got a plane ticket? You're leaving next Tuesday. I'll see you here. It wasn't even like yes. He just told me I was coming. So I said, yeah, I'll be there. Sure, no problem.
Amazing, right?
Yeah, amazing is right.
You were a fan of the Beatles. You once said that you liked how their songs were short and snappy. I mean, come on, Beatles songs, they were a couple minutes, right? Now, do you think that helped with your songwriting? Because, you know, when you joined REO, the songs were long when they were on the radio. We had Boston and all of their long songs. The Eagles, they had Hotel California. Styx, who you've played with a million times. You know, what was important for you and the guys when you were writing songs and getting together? What was important for you guys to make sure you got across to fans?
There was a kind of a transition from what REO was when they first signed their recording contract. They were in Champaign, and I knew the band then too. Is they played a lot of extended instrumental sections. Let's put it that way. They were a little different. There wasn't a lot of any concern about getting on AM radio or anything. FM radio played a lot of REO back in the day, college stations, but nothing on the AM radio. For one, like you said, the songs were too long. I know that when I got in the band, the first album I did with REO was You Can Tune a Piano, but You Can't Tune a Fish. And at that point in time, we were starting to concentrate more on definitely trying to get songs to be shorter, something that you could concentrate on, but not make them real sappy, but make them so they would fit a AM radio format. So we definitely put some work in on that, and in High Fidelity, then it was definitely the shorter songs. I think that it kind of helped us in a way. At the same time, that feels a little like Straight Jacket. You feel like you sometimes want to move outside of that quick little capsule of time, but it works. It seems like people don't really want to hear a long song all the time. If they want to hear a long song, they'll buy the album. But when they hear something on the radio, AM radio, they want something that is kind of short. Seems like. So,
and
the Beatles were fabulous. They were like 2-minute songs.
And it's kind of funny because we're talking about long songs, and then you guys were really thinking about shortening your songs up. But come on, the titles of some of your albums were kind of long, right? I mean, you can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Where did that come from?
That was at a party. We were all at a party, and who knows who it was that said it. I think we were all trying to remember Groucho Marx lines from his movies, and I think that might have been one of them. You can tune down, which you can't tune this. But I couldn't tell you exactly who said it. I remember that we all said it the next day. I don't know if you remember partying back like that, late 60s and 70s and that time, but you didn't always remember the next day what happened exactly the night before. Right. Well, you guys had a lot of that. Well, we did. We had a lot of. Well, we were young and having a ton of fun, and actually probably killed a lot of brain cells. But
well, I think
it was fun at the time.
And you got them back now. Now, after that album, that went double platinum. Then High Infidelity comes out. But in between those two albums, did you know something humongous was about to happen for you?
we had no idea. I wish I could say yes, but I knew we were writing some. At the time, right after we did "You Can Tune a Piano, but You Can't Tune a Fish," we then to satisfy a record contract, we put out the first decade of rock and roll. The band had been together for 10 years at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did 9 Lives, and then we did that. So anyway, we did this album that was pretty much it was just a bunch of songs from the first batch of albums that we made up to, until that time.
Yeah.
And then, but we were in the studio and we were writing songs for the High Fidelity album. But what the funny thing about the High Fidelity album is that we rehearsed these songs and we said it was time to make a demo. So we go into this little studio by SIR in California, in Los Angeles, called Crystal, and we just went in and recorded the songs, and we listened to them in our car so we could hear them, and if we needed to make changes, we could. And they sounded great, and we go like, well, these are. I think we can release these, and we show them to the record company, and they're going, no, maybe you ought to give it another try in the studio so you can top it. Well, we went in the studio and we couldn't make it any better. So most of the songs on the High Fidelity record are demos.
Wow.
So
really?
I know, it's crazy.
That is so crazy. So you literally didn't know. You're like, what?
Yeah, we did not have a clue that it was going to take off like a rocket. We just kind of knew that we put out, what we thought was a good album. Yeah.
Wow.
But boy, we took off pretty fast.
You sure did. I got to fast forward to this because, Queen, the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, that has been so humongous over the past several months. But we come to July 13th, 1985. Live Aid is happening all over the world. We've got Queen, Madonna, U2, Tom Petty, David Bowie, and REO Speedwagon. Oh my gosh. Now, when you were on that stage, Bruce, right? When you were on that stage, that special stage, did you actually know at that moment that Live Aid would be a part of music history?
I don't think anybody was thinking of it like that at the point. I think what was going on mostly is that it was Bob Geldof was trying to raise money, and we were all trying to help. He was an amazing character. To make that all happen, honestly. Yeah. It was. I think somebody must have thought at the time that it was being recorded, and that nobody thought there would be like a movie. I mean, I didn't. I didn't know exactly what they were doing, but I knew it was big. And it was special, and it was something that had really never been done before, like on that scale. And it was like I didn't feel like stage fright or scared, anything like that. Me personally, I remember that we played in front of all these people, and it was in Philadelphia, and it was JFK Stadium, and it was amazing, honestly. And we had like a number one album at the time. It was pretty number one single, I think. So it was pretty cool. And then when we did our songs, I don't know if it shows on the film, but Paul Shaffer was playing keyboards on it.
Yes, I was laughing.
Background.
I was laughing so hard. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's Paul Shaffer on there. It was hysterical. Yeah, now, when do you go back and watch this? Do you ever do that?
Well, I hadn't seen it for years. And when did we see it? We saw it not too long ago. I think one of the kids here at the house popped it in, and we took a look at it. It was funny. I mean, I thought it was, for one, we were just kids. I looked at myself, back into that. I was thinking, oh boy, look at that hairdo. But the whole thing, but it was in the morning, and we had played the night before someplace, and I know that we were a little toasty around the edges, and we had to play that night after the show too. After we did that, so
did you really?
We were just moving. Yeah,
wow.
We had to play after we were.
Just watching you guys on that stage, that was just the feeling I got from all of you playing at that show was amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah, it was the power of music. That's what we were. I think that's what Bob Geldof was. He knew that there was a lot of power in that. I mean, there had been things done before. Like George Harrison did the Bangladesh concerts, but they weren't. This was amazing how it was all over the planet. I mean, this was being televised everywhere, so it really got the word out. And I don't know what happened as far as fundraising. I know that I think they got a ton of cash, and I hope it all went to where it was supposed to.
Absolutely.
But for us, as witnesses and being a part of it, it happened really fast. I mean, we came in, did our part, and then we had to keep going because we had to go someplace else and play a gig.
Now, anything since that Live Aid moment that has topped it for you in music?
Well, honestly, yeah. I mean, we did recently. We just did let's go back. Right after 9/11, us and our friends in Styx, we knew we had to do something. We felt like we all wanted to do something because the power of music. We knew we could do something. We didn't know what. Right. So we formed this little coalition called Rock to the Rescue. And we figured we would, what do we want to do? We thought about the families that were affected, and we thought about the kids that, had their mom or dad or taken away.
Yes.
And we thought, well, let's help set up some college funds for these kids. This would be a good thing to do.
Wow.
So that's what we did. We went around the country, and I think there was 4 shows that all the proceeds went towards that.
Nice.
But yeah, we tried to do that. That was the beginning of that with our buddies in Styx. And then just a couple weeks ago, we did a thing in Thousand Oaks, California.
Right.
To help. There were all these fires recently. Yeah.
The Woolsey fires. Yeah.
A lot of people got the Woolsey. Some people lost loved ones and their house all the same week. It was like, and we decided there's something we wanted to try to do for people that were affected. So we played 2 shows at Thousand Oaks and gave the proceeds to the city and special thing, and invited all the firefighters and policemen and everybody that wanted to come could come.
Well,
that was a pretty amazing thing.
That's the great thing, about you're being part of such an iconic band is that you can turn around and you can help people, so it's just amazing what all of you do. And I have to say that I did see you a few years ago. The energy that you specifically, as well as all the guys, of course, but the energy you bring is insane. Everybody knows you're having a great time. And I have to say, I'm completely looking forward to seeing you in April here in Rhode Island. And you know what, Bruce, thank you so much today for sharing just a tiny piece, because you have so much musical history. It's insane. But thank you for being with us for just a few minutes. And we just totally appreciate it, Bruce. Thank you. And all the best.
Oh, anytime. Oh, Kiki, you're a sweetheart. Anytime, honey. It's easy to talk to you on your show here. I mean, yeah, I like talking to you about anything you want to talk about. Call me up sometime.